In the world of military aviation, a select few aircraft achieve legendary status, not always because of their combat records or battlefield victories, but sometimes because of the myths, rumors and stories that surround them long after their time. These are the planes that capture the imagination of pilots, engineers, and enthusiasts alike, becoming icons for reasons that go far beyond their original missions. Some of these legends are born not from glory, but from the echoes they leave behind, stories of what might have been, and the dreams that never quite took flight. The A-12 Avenger II is one such legend, a plane that never saw combat, yet remains unforgettable in the annals of aviation history. Conceived at the height of Cold War tensions, the A-12 was envisioned as a game-changer. Its radical triangular design was unlike anything the world had seen, earning it the playful nickname, Flying Dorito. This was to be a stealth bomber so advanced, it would be nearly invisible to enemy radar, a technological leap that promised to redefine naval air power. The A-12 was intended to replace the venerable A-6 Intruder, a workhorse of the U.S. Navy. For the first time, stealth technology would be brought to the carrier deck, allowing American forces to strike deep into enemy territory, evade detection, and return safely. The mission was ambitious: to penetrate the most heavily defended airspace, deliver precision strikes on high-value targets, and do it all without ever being seen. The project was a collaboration between two aerospace giants, McDonnell Douglas and General Dynamics. Together, they set out to create an aircraft that would push the boundaries of what was possible in naval aviation. But with such high expectations came enormous technical hurdles and skyrocketing costs, as engineers struggled to turn futuristic concepts into reality. The very features that made the A-12 so revolutionary, its cutting-edge stealth, advanced materials, and unique shape, also made it incredibly difficult to manufacture. Each new solution seemed to create fresh challenges, and the project soon found itself mired in delays and budget overruns. Ultimately, the A-12's journey from top-secret initiative to one of the most infamous cancellations in military history became a cautionary tale. It highlighted the risks of unchecked ambition, the limits of technology, and the unforgiving realities of military procurement, where even the boldest visions can be grounded by practical concerns. This is the story of the Flying Dorito, a bold vision that never left the ground, but whose legend continues to inspire and intrigue those who dream of what might have been. The A-12 Avenger II II was designed for one purpose: deep strike missions against the most heavily defended enemy targets. This aircraft was envisioned as a game-changer in modern aerial warfare, capable of penetrating the most sophisticated air defense systems. Its design incorporated cutting-edge stealth technology, making it nearly invisible to enemy radar. It was to replace the A-6 Intruder, which relied on low-level flight to avoid radar, a tactic growing obsolete against modern air defenses. The A-6 had served well, but advancements in radar technology meant that flying low was no longer a foolproof method of evasion. The A-12 aimed to overcome these limitations with its advanced stealth capabilities. The A-12 stealth meant it could fly at higher altitudes, directly over enemy sensors, and remain nearly invisible. This high-altitude capability allowed it to cover more ground and strike targets that were previously out of reach. The aircraft's design minimized its radar cross-section, making it a ghost in the sky. Its mission launch from a carrier slipped past enemy radar and destroy command bunkers, missile sites, and air defense nodes. The A-12 was designed to be a versatile platform, capable of carrying a variety of munitions to accomplish ththese critical tasks. Its ability to operate from aircraft carriers made it a flexible asset for naval operations. By dismantling the enemy's eyes and ears, the A-12 would clear the way for less stealthy aircraft to follow. This would create a safer environment for subsequent waves of attack, ensuring the success of the overall mission. The A-12 was not just a standalone weapon, but a force multiplier. This wasn't just a new plane, it was a new strategy: information dominance through surgical, invisible strikes. The A-12 represented a shift in military thinking, focusing on precision and stealth rather than brute force. Its development was a testament to the evolving nature of warfare. The A-12 was to be the tip of the spear, projecting power deep inland with minimal risk. Its ability to strike high-value targets with precision made it an invaluable asset in any conflict. The aircraft's design and mission profile were tailored to ensure maximum effectiveness with minimal exposure to enemy defenses. If the enemy couldn't see you, they couldn't stop you. This simple, yet profound principle was at the heart of the A-12's design philosophy. The aircraft's stealth capabilities were intended to give it a significant edge in any combat scenario. That was the promise of the Avenger II. It was more than just an aircraft, it was a vision of future warfare, where stealth and precision would dominate the battlefield. The A-12's most striking feature was its pure triangular shape, a flying wing with no tail or fuselage. Every angle and surface was engineered to deflect radar, making it a masterclass in stealth. The sawtooth trailing edge, buried engines, and gold-coated canopy all minimized radar and heat signatures. Advanced composite materials formed the skin, absorbing radar waves and reducing weight. Even the weapons and fuel were carried internally to preserve its ghostly profile. Air intakes and exhausts were hidden on top, shielding the engines from detection below. The result, a radar cross-section rumored to be as small as a bird's. The A-12 was designed to be a phantom, seen only when it wanted to be. Its shape was both its signature and its shield. Inside the A-12's stealthy shell was a leap in avionics and weapons integration. The glass cockpit featured digital displays for both pilot and weapons officer, streamlining information and control. Its radar, an advanced ASA system, could scan for targets without giving away its position. All weapons and fuel were stored internally, with a large bay for precision-guided munitions. The A-12's central computer linked flight controls, navigation, sensors, and weapons for unprecedented automation. It could fly complex routes, identify targets, and help the crew plan attacks, all while remaining nearly invisible. The Avenger II wasn't just a plane, it was a networked weapon system, decades ahead of its time. It was stealth brains and firepower in one package. Making a stealth bomber was hard. Making one that could survive carrier life was even harder. Carrier operations are brutal. Salt spray, violent landings, and cramped decks test every aircraft to its limits. The A-12's lightweight composites clashed with the need for a rugged reinforced airframe. Its wide, triangular wings had to fold to fit on crowded carriers, adding weight and complexity. Stealth coatings and materials had to withstand constant abuse and be repairable at sea, not just in climate-controlled hangars. Maintenance crews needed to fix, refuel, and rearm the A-12 quickly, often in rough weather. Balancing stealth, strength, and practicality pushed the limits of engineering. The A-12 had to be a frontline weapon, not a hangar queen. This challenge would haunt the program from start to finish. The A-12 program began in secrecy, but cracks soon appeared beneath the surface. Engineers struggled to balance stealth, carrier toughness, and performance, especially as the aircraft's weight ballooned. Composite manufacturing proved far more difficult than expected, making parts heavier and harder to build. Every extra pound reduced range and stressed the airframe, forcing more redesigns and delays. The engines, now underpowered, couldn't meet the original mission requirements. By the late 1980s, delays and cost overruns were impossible to hide. The first flight slipped further into the future, and the Navy's confidence began to erode. Optimism faded as technical and financial problems mounted. The dream of a stealthy, long-range strike platform was slipping away. As technical problems grew, so did the costs. The A-12 was sold as affordable, but weight and manufacturing issues sent expenses skyrocketing. Contractors, locked into a fixed-price contract, faced billions in losses and pleaded for more funding. Political scrutiny intensified as the Cold War ended, and the Soviet threat faded. The program was now billions over budget, years behind schedule, and mired in mismanagement. Congressional and public support evaporated as the justification for a costly stealth bomber weakened. The A-12 became a symbol of broken promises and runaway spending. With expectations shattered, the program was on the brink. The flying Dorito was running out of time. By 1991, the A-12 was in crisis. Costs had doubled, delays piled up, and faith in the program evaporated. Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney demanded guarantees the contractors couldn't give. On January 7, 1991, Cheney canceled the A-12, just days before Operation Desert Storm. Nearly $5 billion had been spent, but the program was dead. The cancellation sent shockwaves through the Navy and defense industry, triggering decades of legal battles. The Navy, left with aging A-6s and no replacement, scrambled for alternatives. For McDonnell Douglas and General Dynamics, it was a financial disaster. The most ambitious naval aircraft in history had become its most infamous failure. The dream of a stealthy carrier bomber was over, at least for now. The Flying Dorito became a cautionary tale for generations to come. The A-12 never flew, but its legacy shaped the future of military aviation in ways few could have predicted. Though the project ended in cancellation, its story is far from a simple tale of failure. Instead, the A-12 became a powerful symbol, a reminder of both the promise and peril of pushing the boundaries of technology and ambition. Its failure sent shockwaves through the Pentagon, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition, spiraling costs, and the risks of operating under a veil of secrecy. The lessons learned from the A-12's demise forced military leaders to rethink how they managed black programs and high-stakes defense projects. In the aftermath, the Navy filled the gap with the F/A-18 Super Hornet, a versatile, reliable aircraft that became the backbone of carrier aviation. While it was a compromise, the Super Hornet quietly incorporated stealth lessons and design philosophies first explored by the A-12 team, ensuring that the Avenger's innovations were not lost. But the technology didn't simply vanish. Composite materials, radar-absorbent coatings, and integrated avionics, pioneered for the A-12, found new life in the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. These cutting-edge jets owe much of their stealth and survivability to breakthroughs first attempted on the Avenger II. The F-35C in particular stands as the spiritual successor to the Avenger II. A stealthy, carrier-based strike fighter that took decades to realize. Its advanced systems and unique design are a direct result of the hard lessons and bold ideas born from the A-12 program. Today, the only A-12 is a full-scale mock-up in Texas, a silent monument to what might have been. It stands as a testament to the vision, effort, and ingenuity of those who dared to dream beyond the possible, even if the dream was never fully realized. The Flying Dorito remains one of aviation's great what-ifs. Its radical shape and ambitious goals continue to inspire engineers and aviation enthusiasts, sparking debates about how different the world might be if it had taken to the skies. Had it succeeded, the A-12 could have given the Navy an unmatched edge, redefining carrier warfare and setting a new standard for stealth and strike capability. Its potential was enormous, and its absence left a void that took years to fill. Instead, its lessons shaped the next generation of aircraft, ensuring that the silent Avenger's influence endures in the skies above us. Every modern stealth jet carries a piece of the A-12's DNA, a legacy built not on flights, but on ideas. Sometimes the greatest impact comes from what never takes flight. The A-12 story is a reminder that even unrealized dreams can leave a mark that lasts for generations.